Good Tuesday evening. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I'm showing you a cell here that's way up in the northwestern part of Indiana. Just showing this to you. You can see how impressive this hook is as it came out of Illinois into Indiana. This storm has recycled itself a couple of times, done a lot of damage going all the way back to Kankakee, Illinois. This type of activity is going to stay to our north tonight. You can see northern Illinois is quite busy, but right along this frontal boundary is really where the tornadic stuff has occurred. For Madison County, our activity is not going to come in here until in the morning, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can. I just got done with storm spotter training out at York Performance Hall at Anderson University. So I just wanted to jump on and give you an update on how severe looks for us. So here's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center, if I could enlarge my screen. Not a lot has changed on this other than the slight risk for severe has moved farther southeast. So the vast majority of Indiana is now covered in either slight, enhanced, or moderate risk for severe. You can see the area in northern Indiana that's highlighted basically again along and north of a line from Lafayette to Fort Wayne, kind of Lafayette to Kokomo to Fort Wayne. And areas to the north of that are where the greatest risk, not only for tornadoes, but for large damaging tornadoes like what's already occurred this evening. But you can see there's this cross-hatching that goes all the way down through the state. So something isolated and moderate strength tornadoes can't be ruled out. They continue to have Madison County kind of right on the borderline. So I'd say like right at a 5% risk for, a tornado within 25 miles of a given point. So we'll keep an eye out on that as we get into the morning hours. Here's the wind outlet, severe wind outlook. Again, a 15 to 29% risk. And for damaging hail also, we're kind of right around that 15% risk, with the larger hail risk being farther north as far as really destructive hail. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, they have backed up the slight risk now back to Madison County, as this is not going quite as fast as something I kept telling you, that if that front slowed down a little bit, that severe risk could be here for the tomorrow afternoon. That may be in the cards. We'll see how that plays out. We got to get through this first wave before we worry about anything tomorrow afternoon. Last thing I'll leave you with is I went back to the 18Z HRRR model because I think it is kind of doing the best with the way things are right now. And so I'll run you through it. And this is at 8 p.m. and it kind of had the storm development in northern Illinois down pretty well. And although it did kind of kill it off as it came into northern Indiana, so that part was not quite right. But as we look over the course of the night, here's around 2 a.m., we're seeing the low pressure system in northern Illinois, and this start to form instead of so much of a warm front, cold front set up. It starts turning into more of an elongated front. The warm front, of course, being kind of up in the northern Indiana, and the cold front dragging behind it through Illinois. But this is around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and you can see by 5 a.m. then Madison County could begin to be affected. Timing's not exact, and the line, it may not look like this. It may still be just clusters of cells, which actually we don't want to see. We don't want to see individual cells. Those are the ones that are going to be more likely to be tornadic. If anything, we would rather see it develop into a line. There's a better chance for some rain cooling to help stabilize things a little bit. So we'd rather see it be more of a coherent precipitation cluster rather than isolated cells like what this is depicting to an extent. And then when we get to 6 a.m., you can see just a bunch of pop-up cells basically along and north of I-70. And then as we hit 7 a.m., then we begin to see more widespread activity, and that's when the severe risk for the morning will begin to reduce. This is by 9 a.m. Heavy rain around, but the severe risk by that point will have reduced itself. And then we just see periods of rain throughout the day. And here we're by 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Now the 18Z still had the severe, the afternoon storms popping up to our southeast, and that still could happen. So again, we'll worry about that as we get into the morning, after we get past the morning rounds. And of course, then we can see some snow. The models aren't doing super well. I think they'll start to pick the snow up a little better. Nothing significant, but still, maybe a dusting, in some areas, on some grassy areas in the backside of this as temperatures plunge. I will back up a little bit to 3 a.m. and just, I'll go through the temperatures for you real quick. Here we are, we're probably in the mid 60s still at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. But you can see we're getting the initial wave with the precipitation. The temperatures begin to cool down some. We'll drop to, the upper 50s, around 60. And we'll stay pretty decent through as we go through the day, but then you can see the major front coming. So here we are by noon, 1, by 2 p.m., the front may be pressing into Madison County, and we could have a 15-degree gradient between northwestern Madison County and southeastern Madison County. It could be 60 degrees in Marklettville and, 47, 48 degrees up in Leisure. So then that front will blast through here as we get into the afternoon hours, and we'll begin to fall through the 40s. This is by 5 p.m. We're already down to the lower 40s, and then temperatures will continue to plunge. So that's what the temperature outlook is like. So again, just going back to the SPC, again, we're in a slight risk for severe, and we will... Sorry, I'm kind of watching the vehicles around me here. I'm still sitting in the AU parking lot. But at any rate, slight risk for severe. Again, the window of severe opportunity for Madison County looks like it's going to be in the 5 to about 9 a.m. time frame. If I need to go live, I will. I'll kind of keep an eye on things, and if it looks like there's some widespread severe developing that's going to threaten the county, if I need to go live at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I will do so, but I will make sure you're updated as that gets closer. So get a good night's sleep and be prepared. Have some sort of method to be alerted to severe weather. If you don't have any kind of a weather radio or a severe weather app, then set an alarm and get up and check the radar at 4:30 or so and just see what's going on, or check this page, check and see if I've had to go live. So this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a safe evening, get some rest, and hopefully the morning will be a big nothing but other than rain, but we'll see.